As stated before, the plot, for the most part, is a copy of Kingdom Hearts 2. But it adds some twists, including tweaks to the dialogue and some plot point changes that may or may not affect Kingdom Hearts games after. All thanks to one character who had been granted the title of the fanfic as his own. A character who for the entire story is known as Alexander the Interference, or Alex for short. Wait, you don't mean... Oh yeah, I mean, this is a self-insert fanfic. I'm sorry? That means... what now? Fanfics were banned in my world, remember? So I don't know what that means. Basically, even in fanfics today, self-inserts are frowned upon for the most part, as they basically, in some way, have the author himself or herself drop themselves into a story already written. Some of the cliches involved with this style often include girls going fangirl over meeting their favorite characters and guys gaining powers similar to the heroes, but all often tend to outshine the main characters of the story, which I've come to learn is indeed normally a very, very bad thing. Does that make sense now? Pretty much. It's been a while since I had these. Let me guess. Certain chips are banned in your world? Pretty much. And sushi too. But it's not so strict as to be a permanent law. There are still some places that let them be legal. The exceptions aside, I got a feeling I don't want to know what else this ice guy did in your world. So let me just straight up front say that despite these cliches y'all could have fallen prey to, he is fully aware of them himself, and for the most part, avoids them. Goes to show you can really make things different like this. So, what can you tell us about this Alex guy? Not much without spoiling, except that he wields a weapon known to be the equal of, yet opposite to the Keyblade. You're the gaming expert. You make a guess as to what it could be. You want somebody? I bet you do. I bet you do. Yes, I bet you do. I'll repeat my question. Care to make a guess as to what weapon I'm talking about that Alex uses? The clue being that it is the equal of, yet opposite to the Keyblade. Oh, the X-Blade. Isn't it T? To quote Xehanort, some say key, but the meaning is the same. That's not the answer I'm looking for, Soji. Well, given who that weapon and Xehanort... If it's about KH3, I'm throwing you out. Not the door. The window! Okay.
I give up.
The correct answer to that question is a lock shield. See, it's equal to the Keyblade in powers and abilities, as they can lock and unlock just about anything. But the lock shield is, duh, a lock and a shield instead of a key and a sword. It is also more associated with darkness than it is light.
Hey.
It's like the Kachidoki lock seed and the Kiwami key.
The what now?
From Kamen Rider Guide?
Oh. Well, while dinner was airing, well...
Don't show me! He banned Kamen Rider, didn't he?
Second long on the list.
Ugh, this ice guy is such a real jerk.
He's made life a living nightmare. Made me lose my interests, made Pika go on the run, and killed my Kohai. He's such a yaro. Kuso.
Wait, what?
Move on, will ya?
Anyway, reason Alex is called the Interference is because he, well, interferes with the story. He played Kingdom Hearts 2 inside and out, knowing all the rules and how it works as a game. But he starts in the real Twilight Town after getting teleported there from the real world, and after going through the events similar to Roxas in the beginning of the game. He joins Sora, Donald, and Goofy on their quest, as they find more characters who are now knowing of their existence as game characters. And even the organization is trying to stop them.
Wait. They're aware they're game characters? What do you want key tonight?
That's because it only happened in the fan fiction thanks to Alex appearing in the game in the first place. Baka!
Ow! I meant in the story, dude.
Ugh. Ugh. You need to clarify when you're talking about the game, or the story. I can't keep this up with you not knowing the fan fictions at all. Anyways, with these abilities and the knowledge at hand, Alex travels with the heroes, maturing as he progresses through the game with them. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but he doesn't hog the spotlight, making it easy for newcomers to Kingdom Hearts to understand the story and allowing longtime fans to get the new twist they'd want. And so, with that being said, let's proceed to the next segment, the hit and misses. The accuracy the story has to the original game. Now, if you forgot Kingdom Hearts 2, this story stays very true to the original game, allowing fans, new and old, to drop in whenever they want. What do you think of that, Soji? Soji? Hinata? Where did Soji go?
Your computer.
Oh? Okay.
What are you doing?
Hi, Other Me. I'm sorry, I got a little bored, so, And I just thought I'd sit down and see what was on with Kamen Rider recently. And I gotta admit, going from a train hero to a car hero, that seems like a pretty dumb move. I mean, lame.
Well, you forgot the vampire, the dimensional traveler, the detective, the metal-using nomad, the space witch high school student, the wing-bearing wizard, and the fruity shogun.
I did? Okay, but still...
We'll talk riders off-screen. Back to the review.
Okay.
Taking a chapter in the middle of the story to show notes. For those of you who don't know, fanfiction authors like to explain some things before or after a fanfiction chapter. Although, Spud never says a single word until chapter 25. Sure, he does it again at the end, but that's okay because the story was done. Putting something like that right in the middle ruins the flow of the story and makes the number referencing later on very confusing.
Your guess is gone. Again.
Ugh, jeez. What now? Where's the TV in this stupid place? We're at my college campus. We don't have TV here. Now, sit your butt down before I punch you in the face! So, how do you watch movies? Internet?
Sorry. I get distracted sort of easily.
We noticed.
We noticed. Moving on.
Wait. One of you has to say Jinx.
Thanks. Jinx!
Here. You can watch YouTube on that. Oh. Merci beaucoup. When did he learn French? A.R. Pika taught it to me. A.R. Pika said he was learning French, no?
He knows French. Cool.
Moving on now! Interactions with the OC, Alex, and the main Kingdom Hearts cast. As stated before, Alex changes things up quite a bit, which brings about a lot of funny dialogue, whether original or linking to official dialogue from the actual game. Plus, these help Alex himself develop as a character of his own, instead of some dude lost in the world of Kingdom Hearts. Or should it be worlds? Anyway, that is a big plus. What now? Oh, your iPhone's low on power. Must find charger. Sheesh. How old are you supposed to be, man? I'm 19. My 7-year-old cousin is more mature than you.
Moving on.
Mate. Why 3? 4 hits? Man, good of a story. Hey, I honestly try to find misses in order to balance things out with the good and the bad. But this time, I had a hard time finding any misses to it, especially since hit number 3 has the author himself being fully aware of the cliches that this kind of story can entail. Seriously, most male OCs get a Keyblade and outshine Sora in the game, while female OCs tend to go fangirl over Sora. Or Riku. It depends. Here, the author Newbie-Spud portrays Alex as he would react to the world of Kingdom Hearts, while explaining the changes to the mythos so it makes its own unique world. Granted, he does fall into some of the cliches where, at times, he focuses more, or focus on Alex is greater than any on the main cast. But it still works, as he manages to avoid most of them. But seriously, Soji, you're 19. You look like me. And I'm about 22.
So, what's Rainbow Rocks?
The newest Equestria Girls movie. Moving on. Spill anything on that, and I will end you.
Hey, sorry for acting so nutso. Your world just interests me so much. Since Ice isn't here, I'm really not trying to be annoying.
Well, that was a sudden change in attitude. Now move on. Hit number 4. Hints to sequels strewn throughout. Now, whether or not these are intentional or not, the promise of the possibility of a sequel is always welcome. Even if for some fans it doesn't turn out so good. Here, the story hints at the sequels for the official games, like the 3DS, as well as the actual sequel to this story.
Very interesting. And now, I will be more mature. Come in about the nuttiness for a while. I promise to be careful.
You're forgiven. Okay, Hinata, pull up the neutral point.
The fact that this story is a self-insert. Now, it's clear that most of these aren't the best and may not be everyone's cup of tea. But the self-insert concept seems to be done very well in the story. If you like these kind of stories, this will be great. But if not, we'll go elsewhere.
How'd you know I was going to say that?
Just a hunch is all.
Some hunch? You predicted what I was going to say, word for word.
Major Equestria Girls deja vu.
Well, at least you didn't say, I read the script.
I don't act.
I believe it's time for the verdict, KKD.
Final analysis. Hands down, this story gets an A+. 5 stars, 10 out of 10. This is seriously that good of a story. Okay, now, I know this is only like episode 4 out of all my fanfic reviews, and only the second in the fanfic library series, but this is one of the best fanfics I have ever read, and is something that should be read ASAP. In fact, this is so good, I'm giving this story the honor of my first Blue Ribbon List story.
And that is...
A very elite list where only the best of the best fan fictions are listed. The very best fanfics, S-rank, are always gonna get a spot. But if I like a fanfic that is within the A range enough, then that too gets put on the list.
Oh, that's why you had me set up that list. Adding the interference to that list now, sir.
In all seriousness, The Interference is one of the best fanfics I've ever read. I read it a few years back, and it's just as awesome then as it is now. Sure, it's a self-insert that has a few flaws related to the style, but the author knew of these, and when he got it right, he got it right. In fact, if there is to be any example of any kind of self-insert fanfic, then by gosh, this is the one! If you're new to Kingdom Hearts and want to read a fanfiction, this is a good one if you want spoilers for KH2. Even hardcore fans of Kingdom Hearts will find it cool, even if it involves an OC. If self-inserts aren't your thing, I still recommend this story. It is that good! Oh, come on, dude! You ate the last of my chips. And you didn't drink that entire bottle. Nobody drinks an entire bottle of vinegar. Not even me. At least not straight.
It's not my problem. It's yours, dude. In all seriousness, though, it was cool meeting you. Common Rider is great here. Oh, and take that. And keep the paper with Ice's rules. It may be useful at one point. Oh, and as always, take the journey.
Take the journey, huh? Well, it's much better than Zahn, eh, anyway?
Oh, and expect me to drop by now and then, along with the other double of flowers.
Well, there's that for you. Oh, man. I'm tired. Ugh. I might as well hit the sack. Until next time, I'm KKD Silver. Johnny. Oh. I'll go take this stupid thing. Man, what a nightmare. I really need to lay out the chili dogs for lunch. Might as well see what other rules that this dumb ice guy has made. Ice is a total monster.
And said, don't get me wrong, I love you, but does that mean I have to meet your father?